Hello and welcome to everybody, wherever you are and whatever time it is for you. Thank you for joining us today for the launch of Hack the Planet, a Commonwealth-wide competition to uncover and support the very best ideas to help us save our climate. This is an entirely virtual competition, one without national borders. It's a competition for fresh thinking, for ideas not yet fully formed, and that allows people to step forward who want to be the change that we all know we need. It's also a competition where, if you're successful in the first round, we will link you up with some of the brightest minds in the worlds of ocean sustainability and space to help your ideas become real. Our focus is on the themes of the Commonwealth Blue Charter, aligned with 3 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals: ocean, climate, and energy. Apart from that guidance, the floor is yours to share your boldest ideas. We want this competition to attract people with a desire to make change happen. We are sure that many of the best concepts will come from young people, people who are at the start of their careers, and they will likely evolve with support from people who have a little bit more history. We will provide the experts from organisations around the Commonwealth in all of the related areas, with skills curated especially to support the 30 best ideas. Satellites will be a big part of the solutions. They provide a unique view of our planet Earth, vital for meaningful monitoring and mitigation of the effects of climate change. Later, you will hear from Nick Hardman-Mountford. He's the head of Oceans and Natural Resources at the Commonwealth of Nations. Nick may not tell you this, but Hack the Planet was his idea. He thought of this at a time so long ago that he and I met in a real-life coffee shop to discuss it. And since that point, at the Satellite Applications Catapult, we've been very excited to have the opportunity to breathe life into it and to reach the launch event today. Impactful innovation happens when we work alongside others who have different experiences and different outlooks from ourselves. And we've developed a competition that encourages, and dare I say demands that, of our participants as they come together. There is much, much more to hear about the Commonwealth Blue Charter and global collaboration. And so without further delay, it brings me enormous pleasure to introduce the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, the Right Honourable Patricia Scotland, QC.
Well, greetings everyone, and thank you, Lucy. It's good to see so many of you connected for this wonderful competition launch. Now, as we mark Earth Day 2021, we focus once more on the challenges faced by Mother Earth and the need for us to raise awareness and to take action to protect her beauty and her bounty. It's therefore fitting that the areas of focus for this competition are the health and sustainable use of the natural resources of our planet. These have long been matters of priority concern for all the 54 nations of our Commonwealth. They also feature as targets for our Commonwealth Charter, the SDG 14 in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas and marine resources for sustainable development. Sustainability means caring about the future. And this concerns the countries of the Commonwealth as stewards of the vast ocean areas and landmass, and particularly because 60% of our combined population of 2.4 billion people, a third of our planet's population, are under the age of 30. Many Commonwealth member states have jurisdiction over ocean areas which far exceed the land area of the countries themselves. And these ocean areas support a broad range of activities and services which have particular economic or social value and can play a leading role in building resilience and sustainable development. Of the ocean waters within national jurisdictions, over a third are within a Commonwealth jurisdiction. So amongst our 54 member countries, 13 are amongst the least developed countries in the world. 32 are small states, 25 are small island developing states. So small island states are generally large blue ocean states. And these nations tend to have numerous vulnerabilities arising from a range of factors inherent in their size and their location. However, in the context of the health of our shared ocean and environment of our planet, nowhere is isolated nor remote. In terms of human health, the pandemic has raised our awareness of how deeply interconnected we are and reminded us of the need for decisive, joined up, cooperative, multilateral action. This is perhaps even more true for the health of our planet, with no nation or location being unaffected by the impacts of climate change. Displaying global leadership and the spirit of mutual support, which are such distinctive characteristics of the Commonwealth, our heads of government, exactly 3 years ago this week, adopted the Commonwealth Blue Charter. This was a really significant and historic achievement by our 54 member countries, 47 of which have a marine coastline. The Commonwealth Blue Charter recognises that challenges relating to ocean health and sustainable use of marine resources cannot successfully be tackled by any country acting alone. And that is true of other environmental issues and the emergency of climate change overall. These are global issues affecting the well-being of all life on our planet and can only be addressed effectively through multilateral cooperation. Cooperation amongst Commonwealth nations shines as a beacon for such practical multilateral action with mutual support and encouragement. We see this in the Blue Charter action groups through which member countries join together to plan and implement programs of action on pressing ocean priorities. To date, 15 countries have stepped forward to lead 10 different action groups relevant to sustainable ocean development and conservation. That same spirit of innovation and intentional positive impact inform the Hack the Planet competition we are launching today. The hint is there in the name of our Commonwealth Secretariat partner for this initiative, Satellite Applications Catapult. Through this virtual hackathon competition, we are working together to encourage thinking on ideas which can be developed and scaled up to help prevent and reverse ocean degradation and climate change, and to save life on our planet from the negative impact and consequences of human activity. This means, for example, finding ways swiftly to eliminate plastic pollution, to accelerate sustainable energy uptake, and to develop sustainable blue approaches for the ocean economy and protecting nature in marine areas. I really look forward with eager anticipation to the sheer range of possibilities. And I'm sure, I feel absolutely sure, this competition will open up to identify new and improved ideas on how to address ocean sustainability and climate change. We welcome the fresh energy and dynamism this will bring towards fulfillment of our Commonwealth Charter commitments and those of our Commonwealth Blue Charter, and towards the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. I know we have some of the most amazing innovators in the world amongst our Commonwealth members. But to everyone, I wish you loads and loads of fun. We can change the world if we choose. And I'm thanking you all in advance for doing just that. So over to you.
If you dream of making a difference, we're inviting you to hack the planet to improve the sustainability of our ocean. We need rapid innovation to address the critical issues facing our ocean habitats and communities. We need urgent action to repair damage to the ecosystems we all rely on. and we need you to help us. If you have an idea for how humankind can solve the challenges facing our ocean using the power of satellites, enter our competition for the chance to win a substantial prize to develop it. You'll also receive 2 months of free virtual coaching from experts to turn your idea into a winning concept. With a chance to pitch it to a panel of ocean and satellite experts. Entries close on the 31st of May, 2021. Visit our website to learn how you can help tackle the greatest issue facing our planet.
Hi, and it's my pleasure to add my welcome to that of Lucy and to the Secretary General for this Hack the Planet Earth Day webinar, where we get to really talk about our search for solutions to address the most pressing issues facing our ocean and our climate. Innovation happens when we work together. Lucy talked about where the idea came from, but it actually comes from when we get together and we spark off each other and share ideas and talk and look at solutions in partnership. And that's what all this is about. We are in the middle of a climate crisis, that is well known. The World Meteorological Organization just last week launched its State of the Climate report, and it's not good reading. We are in a bad state with the climate. More action is needed, faster than ever before. We need new solutions. The rise in global carbon dioxide levels has increased a quarter in my lifetime, from about up to, it's going to hit 414 parts per million by the end of this year. And that, when you talk about parts per million, it sounds small, but that is a huge proportion of the climate warming potential that we've increased in this planet, because we have changed our climate. But if we've changed it one way, we can change it back. And so it's really important that we address these challenges together. And there's no place that is more critical for this than the ocean. The ocean sustains all human life. It supplies more than half the oxygen we breathe. It's vital nutrition for at least 4 billion people. And it generates a global ocean economy, turning over about 2.5 trillion each year, with an asset value of 24 trillion. And the ocean has buffered and mitigated climate change for us, the citizens of this planet. It's absorbed more than a third of human carbon dioxide emissions, and more than 90% of the excess heat caused by global warming. Climate change is nothing like as bad as it would be if we didn't have an ocean. But that has taken a toll on the ocean. The amount of heat it's absorbed is equivalent to that produced from exploding 5 atomic bombs in the ocean every second for the past 25 years. I'll give you a moment to think about that. And that is warming our ocean and affecting coral reefs and the fish that live on them, and where these fish migrate to, and the populations that rely on this fish for food. It's changing the ocean in all kinds of ways. On top of this, we've got an estimated 150 to 200 million tons of plastic pollution continuing to suffocate the marine environment every year, adding another 8 million tons. So these trends have devastating effects on marine health and ecosystems, impacting the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the livelihoods of billions of people. But I don't want to focus on that message, because we can get a bit depressed if we think about that. But we need to look for solutions. And the people who know those solutions best are those on the front line of facing the challenges. So we are opening up this competition across the world through the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth is globally distributed. We have an ocean that it makes up 36% of the coastal ocean under national jurisdiction. We have many of the world's smallest states. 32 out of the 50 recognized small states in the world are in the Commonwealth. 25 out of the 32 small island developing states, or as we like to call them, as the Secretary General said, large ocean states in the Commonwealth. And these are the communities that are most vulnerable to climate change and facing these impacts daily. So we want you, the citizens of the Commonwealth, living in these islands and coastal communities, or wherever you may be, to look at the challenges you're facing, think of the solutions you've got, and pitch your ideas forward. We want to hear from you. The Commonwealth has a population of about 2.4 billion. It's about a third of the world's population is in the Commonwealth, and 2/3 of that are under the age of 30. And this is the generation that's facing the huge responsibility of cleaning up the mess that my generation and the previous generations have created, because it's your world now. And we want to help you do that in every way we can. And so we encourage you as you're stepping up to this challenge, and we're seeing the amazing examples of innovation across the Commonwealth every day. Because the Commonwealth is a solutions-focused organisation. We're always looking to hack the way we deliver multilateral assistance through finding new approaches that deliver to the most pressing needs of our countries. And the Commonwealth is a learning organisation, all about sharing experiences and learning from what those around us do. We do this by collaborating on opportunities such as Hack the Planet, this competition, by providing platforms for your ideas, and hopefully in the process by inspiring many others to find solutions to global challenges. Solutions that bring together our shared values to address the challenges to our one shared ocean. Secretary General talked about how we brought together a new way of acting on the ocean, a novel way, in our Heads of Government meeting in 2018, when the Commonwealth Blue Charter was adopted. And it was adopted in a new way. It has an implementation focus that puts governments at the centre of it, in the lead, with our 15 champion countries leading 10 action groups that define their priorities for their highest challenges on the ocean. And it's become a focal point for action across the Commonwealth on the ocean. So we have these 10 action groups covering sort of a whole range of topics, from plastic pollution to coral reefs to mangroves to marine protected areas, ocean acidification, ocean and climate change, ocean observations, sustainable aquaculture, sustainable blue economies, and sustainable coastal fisheries. It covers a broad suite, and I'm sure many of the solutions you're coming up with will benefit these action groups. So we come to Hack the Planet, and this opportunity we have for everyone to get involved. So this challenge that the action groups, the governments have been addressing, we're now extending to the citizens of the Commonwealth, because we need everybody involved. You are on the front line, you are the custodians of the ocean, and you see the challenges before you. And you are best placed to come up with workable solutions. So we want to combine these ideas with the unprecedented view of the Earth and global connectivity that we now have from satellite technology. And by doing so, and bringing teams together from across the world to come up with the most innovative and impactful and scalable ocean solutions, with an approach that's rooted in partnerships of governments, citizens, and data providers and experts coming together. And this is why it's really exciting that we're partnering with Space Applications Catapult on this Hack the Planet competition and all the expertise they can bring to it. And that's going to provide coaching and mentorship in data and technology and innovation thinking to come up with winning solutions, and user-centered design, because we have to start with the end user in mind. And Tim's going to share more about these in a moment. We now need you, the innovators, to get involved with your ideas. And of course, there's the prize money to help the winner take their idea forward. But every team in the competition will be a winner, in the sense that this experience will enhance and develop your ability to bring lasting and impactful change to the challenges the world is facing. So the Commonwealth is honoured to partner with Space Applications Catapult on this Hack the Planet competition, and looks forward to providing the springboard that you need to turn your solutions into tangible on-the-water actions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nick. So, as you've heard today, Hack the Planet is a Commonwealth-wide ideas competition. I'm now got the great pleasure to tell you more about how the competition works and the timeline of activities which run up until October this year. I'm Tim Pinchin, and I'm the Head of Marketing and Communications at the Satellite Applications Catapult. In this competition, we're looking for your ideas on how to solve the challenges of the ocean with solutions that use the power of imagery, connectivity, or other applications from satellites. And your ideas should be based around one of the 10 challenges set out in the Commonwealth Blue Charter. And these include the topics that Nick's just mentioned that cover the whole range of ocean challenges, things like coral reef protection, restoration, the ocean and climate change, sustainable coastal fisheries, to name just a few. You can find more details on the Commonwealth Blue Charter by just searching Commonwealth Blue Charter online, or by following the links from the Hack the Planet competition website. When you enter, we're looking for the best ideas, so don't hold back. We'll work with you over the course of the next 5 months to shape and hone these ideas into a winning concept. And you might win at the end a prize of £10,000. So let me take you through the timeline and how it works at each stage. Today is World Earth Day, and we're launching the competition, and the website is open for entries, and the website is at hacktheplanetcompetition.com. Here you can find out more, and most importantly, you can submit your entry in a very simple way. We'll ask you to tell us about your idea, how it relates to the Commonwealth Blue Charter, and how it uses data and connectivity from satellites. We'd also like to know what you'll do if you win the competition, and how we can help you to turn the idea that you have into a winning concept between now and October. You might ask us to provide more background on current situations current solutions from around the world, or more information on the different ways Earth observation imagery and techniques can be applied. Or you may need help with turning your idea into a carefully honed pitch for our panel of judges. Any way that we can help you to hone your idea, we will be able to do. On the website, you're able to enter in 2 different ways. Firstly, you can complete an online form and submit it to us simply through the registration and enter page. But if you prefer, we're also accepting entries by video. So again, you can upload this via the entry page, and it's an opportunity for you to send us your ideas in a novel and innovative way. Just remember, if you're going to enter by sending us a video, make sure you're covering the points that we're looking for so we can really understand your idea. But don't worry how developed or advanced those ideas are. At this stage, we're looking for ideas with promise, new ways of thinking about challenges and innovation for the future. No idea is a bad idea. The deadline for entries is the 31st of May, and you need to be over 18 to enter. And you can participate in a team of up to 5 people, or you can be representing a micro enterprise, and micro enterprises have fewer than 10 employees. After the closing date for entries, on the 31st of May, a panel of reviewers will review all of the entries and select 30 teams to participate in the next stages. These 30 teams will be announced during the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in June. And at this stage, if you've got similar ideas to another team, or you've got very obviously complementary strengths, we may team you up with other participants so that you can work together to develop your ideas. The teams will then be invited to participate in 2 months of knowledge exchange activities during July and August. This programme will be entirely virtually run and will feature sessions from ocean and satellite experts, along with business strategists, user-centered design thinkers, and pitching experts. At the end of the 2 months, we will have helped you understand the challenge you're trying to solve in more detail, and given you support to hone your ideas into a powerful pitch for the final stages of the competition. There'll also be plenty of opportunities to network with your fellow participants and make lasting connections around the Commonwealth and with our sponsors and mentors. On the 3rd of September, you'll submit your final pitches to a panel of judges who will review them, and on the 22nd of September, they will shortlist 6 teams to go forward to the final event, which is on the 14th of October. At this event, the shortlisted teams will be asked to present their concepts live in front of an audience from around the world, and one team will be selected by the judges as the winner of Hack the Planet 2021. At any stage during the competition, the Hack the Planet team is available to answer questions or queries, and you can find the contact details for the team through the website, which is the hub of all the information about the competition. And that's how the competition will run. I just want to say on behalf of the Satellite Applications Catapult and the Commonwealth Secretariat that we wish you the very best of luck in entering this competition. We're very, very excited to see the entries and to read and watch what you're going to put in. And we really look forward to seeing this competition come to a very, very happy conclusion in October. Now, that concludes the section on the practicalities of the competition. And we're now going to move into a question and answer session. And we can see that we've already had lots of questions through on the chat section underneath the live stream. But if you do have questions to add there, please drop them in there now, and we'll be able to answer them live. For the question and answer session, I'm going to hand over to my colleague, Sebaska. Sebaska is the outreach coordinator for the Commonwealth Blue Charter at the Commonwealth Secretariat, and he is going to facilitate the question and answer session for us. So, Sebaska, over to you. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Tim. Now we are moving into the Q&A session. As Tim said, my name is Sebaska, and I'm the Blue Charter Outreach Coordinator at the Commonwealth Secretariat. On the panel, I have with me today Lucy and Tim from Satellite Applications Catapult, Nick from the Commonwealth Secretariat, and Sue from Outsourced Events. As Tim said, I'll just remind you again, please continue to ask your questions through the chat function of the YouTube channel, and we will try and answer as many questions as we can. I can already see a number of questions flying into the chat box, so let's go straight into it. I think, Tim, this might be the first question for you from Kamlesh. How is the prize money broken down? Is £10,000 reserved for the prize winner or split between the finalists?
Okay, thanks, Sebaska. Yes, so the £10,000 is one grand prize for the winner of the competition. So it will go to one of the 6 finalists who's selected in that final event.
Great. Thank you, Tim. The next one, will the successful applicant get to display their winning solution to governments? For example, can solutions be presented to Canada that champions the Blue Charter Action Group on ocean observations? I think, Nick, this is over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Sebaska. Yeah, the winning solutions will be pitched before a panel of judges, but then that event will be open and we will broadcast it across the Commonwealth, and our action group leads from governments will be there to look at these solutions and see which ones are most applicable to them. So, and you know, if there's something that really fits with one of the action groups that they want to take forward, we'll be helping to take those conversations forward. So yeah, absolutely. Getting these in front of governments so they can see the benefit to them as well is a key part.
Thank you, Nick. I think the next question is probably for Sue from Fonseca. Do we have to fill the application in one go, or can we log in and save and come back? Internet in our country is not reliable to fill all in one go. Sue, over to you.
Yes, the platform is live now, so you can submit your entries and you can go back and re-edit them as many times as you like until the submissions close. But if anybody's having any problems, just contact us on the email address and we'll support you getting the entry in.
Great, thank you, Sue. Lucy, the next question is probably for you. What will you do with my solution? Will I still own them after the competition?
Yes, you will definitely own all of your ideas and all of your solutions after the competition. What we will do is help facilitate them to be as successful as they can be by combining you with other people who have got complementary skills to help you really get that idea turning into a valid opportunity, either a product, a service, or a set of messaging perhaps, that we think will really make a noticeable difference. And it's worth noting that we have put a really hard target on this. We've said we want to be able to see change within a year of the activity or the option going live. So we really want to see things that are going to move the dial on the climate issues.
Thank you, Lucy. Tim, this one probably is for you. with the current COVID-19 situation, is the knowledge exchange program scheduled between July and August an in-person event or a virtual event?
No, so it's going to be run entirely virtually, and we have some specialist software to enable that to happen right the way across the world. The knowledge exchange program is one of the most exciting parts of the hack for me, because it really gives us the opportunity at the Catapult and also from the Commonwealth to introduce a whole range of ocean sustainability and satellite applications experts to people who are participating in the competition, and really help mentor, educate, inform about current solutions and what's possible across these areas. So slightly long-winded answer to yes, it's definitely a virtual knowledge exchange program, but yeah, something that we're really looking forward to delivering over the summer in the UK.
Thank you, Tim. The next question, Nick, over to you. Do you think it'll be easy to integrate satellite technology with local or indigenous solutions to ocean challenges?
Great question. Easy? Who knows until we try it, but not necessarily. Is it possible? Yeah, I believe it is. And is it essential? I think it is, because, we've got thousands and thousands of years of knowledge and experience in indigenous communities and local populations around the world. And that knowledge, we can't improve the future without taking account of the past and that knowledge that's been gained. But then using the scale-up power of satellite technologies and the communication power, so then we can look at really amplifying that knowledge to the global solutions that are required today. So I think, easy, not necessarily, but doable. We're going to make it happen.
Thank you, Nick. The next one, Sue, I think this is for you. Can we submit videos through the application portal, or should it only be written submissions?
No, you can submit both formats through the portal.
Great. Thank you, Sue. This one of either Tim or Lucy. Will Satellite Applications Catapult provide any direct mentoring support to these innovators after the competition?
I'd take that one. I think the answer is it depends. Certainly what we want to do is make sure that the right resources are made available to the winning ideas, and some winning ideas may come from teams that understand satellite technology very well, but they need some ocean support. It could be the other way around, in which case we'd be very, very happy to be working with teams. The real goal here is that these ideas don't stay as ideas, they become reality. And how we make that happen is that we all work together on this. The Catapult will be part of it, but we're not going to be the only part of it.
Thank you, Lucy. Tim, this one for you. Will you be considering ideas that are along the later stages of development where we are already deploying them in the real world?
Certainly, yeah. There is really no limit to the ideas that you can put in. The only limit really is if you're in an organisation that's already well developed. So the competition is open to sort of individuals, teams, and micro enterprises, and that's the sort of maximum size for companies that want to enter. So absolutely, any ideas are very, very welcome to be submitted for the competition. And that's really the only stipulation is on the size of the organisation it might be associated with.
Great, thank you, Tim. This one is a really good question for both Lucy and Nick. What is the long-term vision of Satellite Applications Catapult and Commonwealth Secretariat in launching this competition? Probably go to Lucy first and then Nick.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is a really good question, isn't it? We have a goal at the Catapult to really improve the world we live in using the power of satellite technology. It's been our goal since we were initiated 8 years ago. And there are lots of different ways we can work to improve our planet and make all our lives better. That's not only about climate and it's not only about oceans, but as Nick said in his presentation earlier, that oceans are such an important part of this, and we really want to see that we can be a part of helping to make some meaningful step changes take place. You know, we want to create longevity in these ideas and make sure that we can really drive them forward at a citizen level, have everybody really buying into a different way of leading our lives.
Thank you, Lucy and Nick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to say from the Commonwealth perspective, you know, we are all about working in partnership to deliver these solutions that are needed for improving the lives of our citizens across the planet. We are a key part of that is delivering the Sustainable Development Agenda by 2030, and really helping, you know, the world get to that place where we feel we've made the progress needed and are on the right trajectory to get to the world back on track to a sustainable future. So we're in this for the long run. You know, Hack the Planet is one aspect of that, and we you know, hope this is going to grow and you know, do lots of things into the future, but we're on this journey for the long run, definitely.
Great, thank you, Nick. I think the next one is also probably for you. Is it necessary for all the partners of the proposal to be based in a Commonwealth country?
So the goal of the competition is to bring solutions from the Commonwealth, or solutions that are going to benefit the Commonwealth. Not all the partners need to necessarily be in a Commonwealth country, but if you have no connection to the Commonwealth, but you think you've got a really great idea that would benefit the Commonwealth, please feel free to put that in as well. We would, you know, and we'll look, you know, we may be able to partner you up in a team with others from across the Commonwealth, but we'll look at ways of, you know, to maximize the benefits to everybody here, because, you know, the Commonwealth is a representative of the whole world, and, you know, what we do in the Commonwealth is not just to benefit the Commonwealth, but to benefit the whole world as global citizens. So yeah, please get involved wherever you're from.
Thank you, Nick. So I think this is for you. Can we submit an annotated drawing and diagram instead of video or entirely written text?
Yes, you should be able to. I would just reiterate what Tim said earlier and make sure that you cover off the main points that we're looking for, that we asked for.
Great. Thank you, Sue. Tim, this one for you. Can researchers working for research centers and universities apply?
Yeah, so we've been in this kind of sort of entry criteria, like as I said in my previous answer, we're looking for teams, individuals, and people from micro enterprises up to sort of 10 people. So whilst in the instance that you might be working for a university, you're completely welcome, obviously, to submit your ideas as in a team of your own. I think the sort of the point where we cut off, if you like, is at the point where you're on behalf of a business that's larger than 10 employees. So if please, in that instance, the best thing to do certainly is to sort of set up your own team, or enter yourself or as a small group of you from separately and go in that way.
Great. Thank you, Tim. And this, I'm not sure who would be the right person to answer, but it's an open question. Anyone can take it. Given the success of art and cultural events in expressing climate issues, how do you intend to promote and fund this means of communication? Lucy?
Yeah, I'll be happy to do that one. I mean, I'm a really strong believer in all of the different ways of thinking, and all of the different ways of presenting information are absolutely critical to innovation. We're a satellite organisation. One of our strongest teams is our user-centred design team. They're an absolutely critical part of what we do, and they bring creative thinking, but also creative presenting. And that helps take an idea and turn it into something that makes sense to more people. However, there are lots of different ways of bringing creativity, art into clever solutions, and whether that's about generating a solution or about giving the solution longevity, or about just making people aware of the solution, they will be having a huge part in it. So if your solution, your idea is about creativity, and it is not a scientific solution, that's okay. Please still enter. As I said, the limits are only those around the Blue Charter, the Sustainable Development Goals, and as Tim said, that maximum team size. Everything else is for you to play with. Now, if you're thinking about creativity in the arts in how we help make this happen, that will be part of that summer school, part of the collaboration and the skills involvement to make sure we help these ideas become very meaningful successes.
Great. Thank you, Lucy. Nick, this one probably for you. Can you give us examples of ways that satellites are used for looking at the ocean, observing the ocean?
Yeah, sure. I mean, satellites have revolutionized our view of the ocean. The ocean for so long has been out of sight, out of mind. And now we can see things happening in the remotest places in the ocean from satellites, whether that's tracking fishing fleets and the sort of solutions that the organizations like Global Fishing Watch have pioneered, or whether it's looking at the amount of ocean production and algae growing and they're photosynthesizing and they're producing oxygen and understanding that and how they feed ecosystems and sequester carbon. We can do that. There's novel solutions come up recently that can actually spot plastic pollution from space. We can look at the height of the sea surface and how it's changing and look at flooding and flood risk. We can look at the warming and the temperature. There's so much that we can see. One of the challenges of satellites, though, is they don't see below the ocean surface. And so, satellites are not a standalone technology. We need them to partner with other observing technologies. We need them to partner with local knowledge and societal information, social sciences, as well, to really, make sure that the data they're bringing is fitting a solution that is needed by communities, by governments, by those who have decisions to make. So this is really what it's about. Satellite technology is fantastic. The ability to track things, the ability to view things in novel ways at unprecedented high resolution as well. But it's useful for really scaling what we can do, but it doesn't stand alone. It needs to be combined with your ideas, your experiences, and other technologies that we can bring to bear on it. So.
Thank you, Nick. Sue, I think this question is for you. Will the evaluation criteria for the ideas be published in advance?
Yes, they're already available on the platform, the entries platform now. So it's all listed there.
Perfect. Thank you. And Tim, I think you've answered this before in your presentation, but is the competition open for teams or is it open for individuals only?
Yeah, teams of up to 5 members.
Great. Just looking at my chat box, if there are any questions. One more which says, what happens if the solution costs more than 10,000 to develop?
Sure.
Who wants to take it? Yeah, Nick.
Listen, I mean, to do a global scale challenge, it's always going to cost more than 10,000 to develop. But what this is a starting point to get your idea off the ground, to pitch it, including, we're hoping to in front of investors who can look at these solutions. The 10,000 will be a starting point to take it to the next stage, and to help you take it in front of the right investors who may want to take that forward. So, it's a Kickstarter, and we're hoping with the training you get as well, you'll understand much more the pathway to getting to that next stage by the end of it.
Great. Thank you, Nick. I think that's all the questions that we have for today. So thank you to all the audience for your questions. I hope those questions were helpful to all the prospective applicants who will be applying for this competition. I'd like to thank the Secretary General of the Commonwealth for her inspiring keynote address earlier today. Thank you to all the panelists, Lucy, Nick, Tim, and Sue, and all the staff behind the scenes who helped to deliver a seamless event. And I think based on the questions we received today, it seems like we are going to receive some really exciting ideas and solutions. So we look forward to receiving your submissions through the platform. Thank you everyone once again for tuning in. Happy International Earth Day to all of you, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.